Ansary here, May 30th, 2017. This video is meant to go around the world. When people think about the sun, we need to think outside the box of just threats that come from the sun. I don't think it's new agey. I think it's actually something from the ancient world that mankind has forgotten, but it's our connection to the sun on a spiritual level. And I think that there's a reason why I keep coming back to this. And I think that this information is within me. I think there's something ignorant about this world. You could even say evil, demented. And it's evident with an aspect of our society, the arrogance people have. Oh no, the sun doesn't affect this. The sun's just this light up there in the sky. Sometimes we come out and we go jump in the lake and we go travel around and we go do stuff, and then when the sun goes down, we go to sleep. But the solar cycles influence so many things here on planet Earth. So as I grow older, my focus is going to hone in more on this, more on the human geomagnetic connection. The journey for myself seems to have started in 2009 with that article that I wrote that was published in Nexus magazine. The Free Your Mind Conference presentation of 2013 was another milestone, and I feel something is coming in the future. I look forward to whatever's going to be happening in the 2020s. We read these articles now about these stars that are going to collide, the possibility for a gamma ray burst. And what impact will that have on our Earth's magnetic field, our heliosphere, the magnetosphere? See, I'm fascinated by this. I'm fascinated by that. And I'm fascinated by its connection with our own human magnetic field. And I've asked myself for a long time, why? And where is this going to go? But it's not somewhere that goes to a powerless place. It's a place of something else. Powerful, yes, but more so. We're talking about ideas that can help us change the world as it is and use the solar flares to our benefit. Let's talk about the recent geomagnetic storms. Through Facebook, one positive aspect of it, you might notice other people discussing knife attacks, violence, things in the city, often following geomagnetic storms. There's actually a website, spaceweather.gov. You can look at the planetary K index. It was like at a 7. You know, it's normally bubbling at like a 1 to 2, something to that effect, when there's normal activity. And it went right away up to a 7. And so I've been saying for years that people that are out of balance, prone to possession, because we're not alone in this universe, right? And in certain parts of the planet. The reason I talk about Portland a lot is because I'm from there, and I notice that stories there are extraordinarily strange during solar flares, but also other places on the planet. Chicago being another one that's also affected, more drive-by shootings during solar flares, something that you'll see in both Portland and Chicago. But the problem is there's not enough people that are looking at this, and over the course of the last 10 years, I've received no offers, no volunteer offers to really help build like a library, if you will. Maybe that will change over the course of the next decade. But the purpose in discussing the recent geomagnetic storms and then tying in the topic of using this to our benefit, despite the fact some people are out of balance and they're losing it. We can use this on an individual level to heal ourselves from certain ailments and problems and psychological disorders. We can use the sun to bring in a newfound focus. We can combine the sun with healthier ways of life, drinking more water, eating better food, maybe taking time off of eating as much meat for those of us that eat meat, eating more apples, and maybe things that also get a fair amount of vitamin D. Those things working together, perhaps a little bit of exercise, whatever it is, maybe just stretching, moving. See, that's also one of the ways to deal with the solar flares. Okay, natural body movements. I'm just lightly demonstrating, but some of the things that I do on the side that I don't put on YouTube, I do for hours now, every single day. Hours and hours. In some cases, I'm training to basically release the energy, but I view it as a way to protect the consciousness. I don't see it as a separate thing. I don't see the martial arts as MMA. You may have another interest. So something that just fires you up. Channel that creativity. Sometimes it's writing. I've seen when there are solar flares, certain people on YouTube and the independent media, they might be producing all kinds of videos if they're in the momentum. But you can also be in a state of crashing. Some people might be smoking cigarettes more, drinking more, having sex more, seeking more sex, and all that goes along with that little world. Playing the game more, yo, whatever their game is. Or letting it ride, right? Whatever flavor they prefer. You know, there's ways in which people are boosted with this energy from the sun, and they can do something mindful with it, or they can just let it leach out somewhere at some bar, some strip club, next to some line of cocaine, maybe a syringe. Humans are humans. Energy is energy, as they say. Easy come, easy go. There's a reason why I've moved out of Portland. There's a reason why other people have moved out of certain cities. Maybe as we become more sensitive and aware to certain things, being in a more natural environment, I walk barefoot more, not all day. I'm not doing a survivalist caveman thing. At least a couple minutes to maybe a half hour. I'm on an acre. Don't have a lot of privacy. But there's a little path, walk clockwise, and I'll also walk counterclockwise. Barefoot, getting lots of sun, drinking lots of water. Not a perfect diet, but trying to make improvements. I've always been a fan of the green superfood. The Health Force One is a little bit pricey, but it's, and then there's some other things. Ultimately, the sun can be used as a tool for personal growth and healing. More so, and kind of what I want to get at with this is with whatever's going on with the next solar cycle, and is it going to be more intense or less intense? I'm going to go with more intense in some ways, and then we really could see like a mandarin drop off, but it's going to be quick, and our bodies, I want to steer away from some of the stuff that other people say in the New Age. But are there some major energy changes taking place with the sun that perhaps our bodies need to adapt to? And mind you, I'm focusing on the sun. I'm not getting here and bringing in galactic center and other hypotheses about other cycles that may or may not be legitimate. And there are some people that prefer to be in another world or school of thought. I'm not insulting them, but I am going to differentiate that there is a difference between really understanding the cycles of the sun and then this other stuff that people are bringing in regarding Galactic Federation of Light or Galactic Center. And then from there, you're dealing with supposed channel messages from what I believe to be archonic deceivers.